Brookshire has been around for a long time. You know, it even dates back to Abraham Lincoln's day and the Civil War and all the things that happened there. As soon as slaves were freed, there was really, in a lot of cases, no place for them to go. So Brookshire became, at least what I've been told by people, is that it became the dumping ground for freed slaves, black slaves that had been freed as a result of the Civil War. And so for many, many years, this little town was a predominantly African-American town with a mix of white people. Certainly the white people are the ones that had all the money, and they're the ones that had control of everything. And so I think that the attitude towards slavery was still there, but the fact of the matter was it didn't exist anymore. And so this town got its reputation for being a very racially divided town. This whole area, southern Waller County, became known for its racial division. As a result of the racial division, our youth kind of got overlooked throughout the years. The moms, single moms, having to work many, many hours. The kids were responsible for taking care of each other, and they just kind of got caught up in a culture of things that just were bad. There's been no God in this town for a long time, even though we've really had a lot of churches around here.
In November, we lost one student to suicide. A month to the date, we lost another student in December. Then in January, we came back from the holidays and several of our students were sent to ER because they consumed drugs on school campus. We had over 20 students that were out because of this drug consumption.
Royal High has a reputation of drugs. We have a really bad reputation.
When I first started teaching here at Royal, I never ever been in a community where I really saw kids that had no hope.
Like they say, my teacher said one time, they don't expect Royal to, like 75%, they don't expect Royal to make it. Like I was in a classroom one time, 15 students in there. A teacher told me, he said, the state expects Royal to 2% of y'all are gonna make it, and the rest of it.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it kind of takes away hope.
Most of the kids are bad because they know they ain't going nowhere. Yeah. So they really need like some kind of teachers or tutors to help them with their work. See, they don't do the work because they don't feel like they're going nowhere. So they need like a motivational person or something.
You know, one of the things that's happened out of this is there's been no spiritual guidance for the children at all. The teenagers don't feel like they fit into the local churches, and really the local churches have struggled to relate to the students and what's going on in their lives. Their culture is so different, and as a result their spiritual guidance has been virtually void.
The problem of reaching out here to youth in this area is kind of a twofold problem. The first problem is there's many churches out here that don't have the resources, don't have the manpower to actually to reach out to the youth to meet the needs of the young people in this area. The other problem is, which I think is just as big as the first problem, is that there's some churches that just choose not to reach out to youth.
I happened to run into a young man and his wife by the name of Bobby and Amanda Herring. He goes by the hip-hop name of Trey 9. And at the time, I didn't realize that God had a plan for the two of us to begin to do some work together. But I had heard wonderful stories about the work that he and his wife had been doing down in the 5th Ward, some of the things they'd been doing like feeding the homeless 7 days a week, and just reaching out to people, reaching out to the exact same culture in the area where they lived over in Houston that exists right out here in Brookshire. So when I met Trey and his wife and we began to go into the schools, it was a great opportunity to call him and say, hey, come and help us. Teach me about this hip-hop culture so we can begin to be relevant to these kids and make a change in their life and create hope in their lives.
The way the MC does call and response. Hold on, I can handle this, but in order for us to move forward, we're going to need a whole lot of silence in this general area, right over here. Thank you. Okay, do it. Okay, I'll do it. All right, this is what we're going to do. How do you do it? How
reasons. One, to give you some hope and love. Two, to get you out of class. That's how we roll. You know what I'm talking about? How many of you here have a dream? How many have a dream? Okay, everybody else want to go to jail. That's cool. That's cool. All right. So I tell young people, the reason why we came here today, we heard a lot of things. We came today to tell you that we love you, that we believe you.
I'm Officer Campbell with Raw I.s.d. Police Department. I was able to see the Earthworks show this morning with Trey 9. I think the show was awesome, and I think it's gonna really do some good with the kids.
Yeah, it brought a lot of excitement. Like, me and my friends still talk about it. It was pretty funny, and it was fun. You got people's mind off like the drugs and the suicides. You got people's mind off of that.
I'm Haven Arias, St. Royal High School. I'm a senior. Today we had the assembly with Trey 9 and his group. I think the main thing that they were trying to get across was the be you. Everybody's unique and different in their own way, and that it's okay to be that way, and that we should celebrate it and be happy.
The method at Earthworks related to our students was just giving them that positive feedback, support, encouragement, let them know there is tomorrow, let them know just to be themselves, no matter how bad it may seem. Tomorrow is a new day. Tomorrow's a better day.
We're here in Brookshire, Texas, and we're watching God completely begin a transformation process.
Those assemblies that we did during the day led to a huge concert that was done that night. They were having a varsity basketball game, and so a lot of the kids were already at the school. So we had a big turnout for the concert, and as a result of that concert at the altar call, we had 127 kids come forward, and 72 of them prayed to receive Christ or ask Christ into their life for the first time. And the rest of them were looking for answers. They wanted a mentor in their life or somebody to feed something positive into their life.
We're going to meet right here so that we can go a little bit deeper and teach y'all some more. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff within the schools, but it starts right here with the decision you made.
You know, one of the situations here is us older guys, we have a hard time relating to the students in this area. And so for a guy like Trey, a young guy, and his wife to come out here and work with these kids, man, this has been an amazing thing. These kids can relate to these young people, so we need youth pastors to come to this area. We need youth to come out and work with our kids. And ultimately what we want is our kids to begin to disciple each other.
Our whole message is life. You know what I'm saying? Life inside of Jesus, and it's nowhere around it, man. So I understand with a lot of things going on as a youth, as a young person. One of the biggest things teenagers feel is don't nobody get it, don't nobody understand. And I may not, but Jesus does.
I know that hip hop is an intricate part of life because it sent me down the wrong path, and now we're using that same tool to send people down the right path. So I'm just thankful to be a part of it, man. I hope the kids here at Brookshire know that it's not about the music, it's about the movement, it's about Jesus Christ.
Since they started doing it, I've been going every single day, every single Thursday, and I just have a blast.
It's brought a change. We get new members almost every week, and I know that I look forward to it every week. Thursday is one of my favorite days now.
And it felt like another family to me. I felt like no matter what happens during the day on Thursday, I can go in there and relieve everything.
I know that whatever I'm going through, I can go to Trey 9 or Mr. John or Guy or anybody else that's here and talk to them about it. They've been so just persistent and cooperative, and they've been really inspiring, and I just really appreciate them coming and doing what they've been doing.
I would love to learn about education about God, so can this keep going?
What we do is connect young people to God through hip-hop. Hip-hop is a culture that transcends even language. And these kids, they understand the hip-hop language. So we came in and were offered the opportunity to do some assemblies in the school, which were just motivational, inspirational, put a smile on kids' faces because they were just dealing with so many depressing issues like you know, the suicides that happened, the kids overdosing on drugs, and you know, they just needed some hope, some life. And so we threw the assemblies during the school, promoted the event in the evening, and at the evening it was very, very fruitful. during the evening concert and outreach. But you know, that's not good enough. We can't just throw an event and kids say, hey, I want the hope that's found in Jesus Christ, and not disciple them and mentor them. And so immediately we began a mentorship program. Every Thursday at 4 o'clock, we're meeting with the kids after school in the library, and we're discipling them and partnering them with mentors who will spend time with them outside of school. At least 2 to 5 hours a week is what a mentor commits to. And that's just to give them like a big brother or big sister, or even, you know, a father figure in their life or a mother figure in their life, because they don't have that. A lot of them don't have that, which causes them to get into all kinds of trouble. And so we're offering the mentorship program. But the most important thing is that we're trying to be involved in their life, not just throw them a concert. These youth need to fellowship. They're not connecting with the churches because at this point, the churches haven't been trained to connect with them. We believe that the churches are going to get trained to connect with them and be able to have thriving youth groups out here. But to start, Hip Hop Hope Thursday is connecting them to God through hip hop. We have a service, and at this service we always present the gospel at the end. We have music and games, and you know, we feed everybody. That's fun stuff, and it's also connecting them to God. But we want them to continue to be discipled throughout all the way through their adulthood. I believe all these things are going to happen, but we need support. We need help to do it. It takes money, it takes resources, it takes volunteers in order to do this kind of work. It's not something that just I can do, John Boaz can do, the local churches can do. It's something that we all can do together. God is transforming this city, but it doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen through just one person. It's going to happen through the unity of the body of Christ, business leaders who care and want to sow back into this community. It's going to happen through young people standing up, being leaders, telling their peers about Jesus and how He changes lives. It's going to take the entire community pulling together, everybody playing a part, and we believe that Hip Hop Hope is going to be on the forefront of helping to facilitate that. So will you partner with us? Will you help us as we reach out to the young people in Brookshire? We don't need another suicide. We don't need another situation of kids overdosing on unknown drugs, or even known drugs for that matter, rushing to the hospital when they should be in a classroom learning. We don't need these teachers having to be fathers to these kids and mothers to these kids when we have a community of people, of Christian people as well, that can step in and be role models in their lives, while teachers focus on the curriculum that they need to teach these kids to get their education level, prepare them for college. We're going to do a lot more than what you've seen and what you're hearing. We're going to do outreaches in apartment complexes. We're going to grow the mentorship program in the junior high, in the alternative school, of course in the high school. We're going to continue to do concerts monthly. We're going to work on feeding these kids. We're going to do a whole lot of things, but we need your support. Whatever it is God puts on your heart, please respond to the need here in Brookshire and Pattison County.